I remember the first time when I was like, when I first moved to New York, because I was living on my own and then I had to move back home to finish college. And I just forgot what it was like. And I moved to New York. I was like 27 years old. And I remember that first night hanging down at the comic strip and Lucian being like, I already have enough white guys. I don't know who you are. Fuck you and your dream. I remember sitting there thinking wow, I can go to home whenever I want. I can come home in any state that I want. I can bring some chick home. All of this fucking shit. It was just like, wow, this is great. And that's like, kids are going to want that at some point. So I'm just trying. I just hope my, my big thing is I want to be, as a dad, I want to be approachable. And I want, even though I know I'm going to make mistakes, I just really want to be communicating with my kid and really say, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I shouldn't have done that. You were right. You're right. I'm going to work on that, because it's to constantly have that sort of open communication, closure. My kid's not afraid of me, respects me, but's not afraid of me. I think is where a lot of my anger came from, was just growing up, and it was just like, sit down and shut the fuck up. Every adult was that.
Yeah.
This is the class. This is how we're teaching it. Yeah. What about sit down and shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
Yeah, but go down to the fucking office. I mean, everything was just
go down to the office.
Shut the fuck up. The whole fucking thing was shut the fuck up.
You used to get, like, I remember in middle school being sent to the office, and you would get paddled.
My mother did that, but no, not at school. But I remember there was a guy I got detention.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this so this piece of shit doesn't get in trouble, because he is a piece of shit. But I just how I'm brought up. I don't want to fucking rat anybody out.
Yeah.
There was a guy, and he was a teacher, and it was after school, and he had another commitment. So he locked me in his office with the light out, and there was no windows. It was a windowless room, and I was just in there while he handled what he had to handle, and he came back like fucking 2 hours later. And I'm such an idiot. I should have walked out and said, all right, I'm getting an A. No, an A+ is what I'm getting, because you just locked me in there for 2 hours. If there was a fight, you just put my life in jeopardy. We will sue this school and blah, blah. If I was like fucking I never even
How
thought. How
old were you at the time? 23.
No. 23, my freshman year of college. I forget. I was a teenager. I was definitely a teenager, and it was like, and when other kids knew that he did it and stuff, and they all gave me shit. It was, it was kind of funny, kind of humiliating, like a lot of shit back then. But like, there was just a lot of, they like that's sort of still hitting kids, was Midwest and the South. They had gotten rid of that. On the East, when we live near oceans, we're just naturally smarter, breathing that salt air. I don't know what it is, you guys.
You believe what you want. I'll stick with the truth.
With your fresh water.
Fresh water. Yeah, Boston. There's no violence in New England.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, no, that's where people don't fight. I sometimes think, here, and hearing you talk about being a dad, and it's such a great observation about your daughter, like she hasn't met you in your special and stuff like that.
No, I'm terrified to show her who I am.
But some of it is, and I feel, my dad was, very much a character. But
I love that word.
But
he's quite the character. That's the best way. That's the best way. He was quite a character.
But I sometimes think, and I've done work on myself and, been in therapy and discussed stuff. And I sometimes think it's like, how much of it, and I don't know your story, only from your act, but like the mythology, because every now and then I'll get an email, like I did this CBS Sunday piece, and somebody who is friends with my parents sent an email, or like I'll run into someone, they're like, your dad was so nice to me. And I'm like, I don't remember him being nice to me. But like, and some of it is because we are creative people. Like for me, I'm just talking about me. Like, did I create this thing? And I also, I have a 13-year-old son, and it's like, his attitude is generally like, these people are just ruining my life, like the parents.
Right.
And so it's like, how much of that, like I look at him and I'm like, did I create this? Because my dad was definitely a hard ass and,
I would say both.
disciplinarian.
The shit happened.
Some of it's
and
true.
then also you had the thing that parents didn't understand back then, and maybe a lot of them don't understand, is you have to understand when you have a kid that you are their world.
Yeah.
So if you're flipping out, it's like Armageddon emotionally to them.
Yeah.
Especially when they're super young. They can't like they don't know how to break down somebody going like, oh, this guy is like, my daughter would never be able to look at me
and go,
at her age.
He's frustrated because he's in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
He's frustrated because he doesn't get acknowledged for his creativity. And
no, more like this is just some leftover childhood stuff because he wasn't listened to. So he automatically thinks he's not going to be listened to. So he starts flipping out over things that don't matter. All they hear is yelling. And it can literally cause like physical ailments, like stomach issues. Like, I had like fucking alopecia for a while. Like, just because I would just let stress build up in me and there was no way to communicate it when I was a kid. And it would just fucking like, it's horrible when kids grow up in like, and this is the thing now that I'm this age and now I have I'm not shitting on my parents. My parents were great. It's just I'm just talking overall the time that I grew up in.
Yeah.
It was just like bullying was wide open. Just everything was fucking wide open. And you didn't know what the fuck was going to happen. And there was none of this like, bully beatdown shows. Some martial artist comes in and kicks the fuck out of the kid, taking your fucking, I don't know, your desserts at high school. It was just like a real, and I also think part of it was my fault, the way I was wired, where there was so much shit that seemed like a mountain in my life, and it wasn't. It was just stepping up on a curb. But the way I viewed it, it was impossible to get over or get around. And it's like, I feel like my kid's gonna get enough of that from other kids at school that I want her to come home and feel like that she can chill. And that, like, if she has like an issue with me or an issue with something I'm doing, that she can, like, I feel like if I can do that, if I can push the rock that far up the fucking hill in my family tree, that I will hopefully achieve. But like, she's at a really cool age, and I just can't wait for her to get to an age where she can understand what I'm saying as far as how much I love her.